Okay, we're ready. Ready or not, I know you're going to be here sooner or later. So let's take your feet to the width of the mat, and you're just going to sway the hips from side to side. So we're just trying to warm up the inner thighs. And I'll hold them out to the left and sweep the left arm up. Just go straight up to the ceiling. And then come back and do the same on the other side. So hips go right. Right arm comes up. Big reach for the ceiling. Okay. Back to that sway, but now you include the arm. So you're just going to go side to side. Let's do this just a few more times. Okay, let's make a fist and get the elbows back. Squeeze the elbows together. Come down halfway with the torso, maybe not even halfway. This is an exercise for mobility that sometimes is good to ease into. So you're going to be feeling it in your inner thighs and the back of the legs. And the lower you take the torso, the more those muscles lengthen. You can probably feel the difference. Now this time we're going to go down and we're just going to sort of hold it. And then go up an inch and down an inch. So just moving the torso a little bit. Keep the elbows as high as you can because you want those muscles to wake up. And it'll come up. Now we're going to go up and down, and I want you to isometrically try to pull your feet together while you go down. And then while you come up. Keep the tension in the inner thighs. Let's do this one more time, and then we're going to take it out to a plank. So relax the hands to the floor, unweight the entire upper body so you let the head go. Take a peek through those legs. Now, if you can, keep your legs straight. Walk your heads to the front of your mat. And then let's just hold in this plank position, just for a couple of breaths. And now pull through to a downward facing dog. I haven't changed my feet, so they're still on the edges of my mat. And I'm just gonna oscillate between having my shoulders pull forward to plank and then taking it back to downward. Great way to warm up the shoulders and the lats. Your calf muscles as you pull back, try to really get those heels going down towards the floor. Let's do this a few more times. And now bring your feet in so they're 4 to 6 inches apart, and we're gonna pedal them. So one heel down, get nice and high on the opposite foot, nice and flat on the toes. So you really massage into the pad of the foot. Let's do a few more. And bring your knees down to your mat and take the wrists underneath the shoulders. So you're in your cat-cow position. We're going to round the back, drop the head. Really try to give yourself a big arch. And then see if you can move the hips back just a little bit. See how different that feels. Now drop into those shoulders, come forward and look. And let's do that again. Round, drift back just a little. And then drop into the shoulders, come back forward, look up. And let's just keep doing that. You hang out in either position longer if it feels good. Now make sure we always talk about the belly, make sure you're pulling it in. Especially when you're looking forward. And let's just come back to a neutral spine. I just want you to really engage your midsection and then draw the right arm forward. And then open the palm to face the sky. And then put it back down. We're opening up the shoulders here. So reach the left arm, open the palm, and then lower. Do that a few more times. You're going to feel the interior part of the shoulder when you open the palm to face up. Okay, now let's come into bear. So elevate just off your knees, but you want to have them right underneath the hips. And then take it to a small downward facing dog. You're going to alternate lifting the legs. So left leg comes up, and then the right. Just keep walking those legs. Your hips stay nice and square. You want to try to avoid shifting any body weight from side to side. Nice, okay. Let's walk our hands back to the feet. Try to keep your legs straight if you can. Relax the head, look through your knees. Big deep breath. Inhale, look up. So your spine is nice and long. Drift your hips back. And then fold back over the legs. Do that 2 more times. Nice. Now from this full forward fold, I want to take your arms and cross at the elbow. So you're totally unweighting the upper body. Stay here for 3 breaths. Okay, release the arms. Inhale to a flat back. Let's do a nice slow reverse swan dive all the way up. Flip your palms. Reach the arms nice and wide. So you're trying to make a Y. I'm going to have you bring your feet together. Just hold here with long arms. And now try to take these arms and move them back. Crowd out your chest and get your belly. Nice. Now take the arms down. We're going to corkscrew them. So open the palms to face the side. And then turn them to face the sun the other way. And just keep alternating. Now pay attention to whether or not you feel your weight shifting in your feet. I want you to try to be as balanced in both feet equally as you can, while you bring movement to the body. And how do you think you do that? You recruit muscle. So if you haven't engaged the glutes, if you're not lifting up through your thighs, if you're not tucking in the belly, crowding out the chest, you're going to feel unstable. And we don't want that. Just a few more. Okay, now take the feet hip width. Right arm sweeps up with your palm facing the ceiling. Keep your hips nice and square, so don't move them. Just take this up and over. So you're trying to reach as you go over. Big stretch right here for your side line. And then let's do the same on the other side. Reach, reach, reach. Nice. One last thing. Elbows and forearms touch. Serve out the platter like they say in Pilates. And then bring those elbows close to the body. Squeeze them back. Keep the belly nice and tight. Bring them forward. You're feeling a stretch right on the back of the shoulder, right? When you do this. I hope. Take back, squeeze. And then one more time, forward. Lift up a little higher. Sometimes we have to find a different angle to feel it, right? Our bodies are all different. Take back, squeeze last time. Nice job. Okay, we're going to start with just warming up the biceps. So, if you are away and you don't have access to weights, water bottles or cans do just fine. As long as you're putting some weight into this. So just a regular alternating bicep curl to start. Really good posture is important. So stand nice and tall. Just kind of ease into this. Keep your shoulders from drooping forward, right? And don't over grip. You want to keep a nice loose grip on these weights. And we're going to hold the right one up, turn and press up. And then turn back and come down. Do the same on the opposite side. Again, you're not killing yourself with super duper heavy weight. This is more of just, okay, you want me to do something? I'm ready. I'm doing it. Don't kill me though. I'm not quite ready. So we're going to do one more on the other side. Nice. Now, do both at the same time, just for 8. And let's sort of see if you can go a tiny bit quicker. Nice job. Okay, we got one more here. Now just shoulder the weights and then take them up 8 times. Don't let those hips pull forward and keep your neck nice and long. Let's put these down. Now we're going to do the same. We're going to warm up our legs, easing into it. So I have my disc here. I'm going to fold my mat. Get my disc, my favorite disc. So we're going to start out with no weights at all. So I've got the foot or your sock, whatever you're using on your right foot. I like to hold my hands out in front. I'm just going to slide it back. And I'm going to add a little rotation of my upper body. You're gonna come back and come up as graceful as you can. Slide back. I want you to lean a little more forward this time as you start your rotation. Back, slide up. So we really sort of slow things down. Lean forward. I have my knee a little bit forward at the ankle, but not much. So you should be feeling this in the butt. Give me that nice lean and then turn. Make sure when you turn, this leg is not moving. Keep it nice and quiet. Big lean, big rotation. You're trying to really get those muscles on the outside of the hip. Or glute. Take back. Big lean. Big turn. Come on back. And then slide up. Nice. Okay. I'm sure you felt that. We're going to switch our feet. So you got that sock or disc or whatever, sliding back on that left leg. You're going to come down, rotate, square it up, and then back. Try to be a little smoother than that. Forward lean. Make sure you're nice and low. So there should be a lot of muscle activation of the quad and the butt. Slide back, lean forward, rotate, come back. Now when you're rotating your shoulders to the right, don't let this knee track any different than when you were just going backwards with the leg. When you're coming up, we want to weight into our heel. That's really going to emphasize the work in the butt. Then we're going to do another one, and then we're going to come back to the other leg and do a few folds. So big forward lean, big rotation, hooks. Really turn those shoulders. Then come back, glide up. Okay, switch feet. Right foot's going back this time. Sorry. Right foot's going back. I'm going to give myself a big forward lean here. Just kind of check out how much you got to give yourself right here. Hold it. Now really slowly start your rotation. And I want you to just hold the rotation. Just hold. Breathe a few more times. Little tremble is always good. Now come back. Release the hands. And see if you can slide that back leg back so much that you get those fingertips right down, tapping the floor. Bring them back to your chest and slide back up. We're going to do the same on the opposite side. Switch your feet. Slide back. Lean forward. Just hold. Make sure you've got a good stable position. Give me a nice rotation. Hold that rotation. Ask yourself, can I get these shoulders around any more? Now come back. Release the hands. Slide down till they tap the floor. And then come back. And that's it. Say goodbye to your disc. Find your band. I know a lot of you are traveling. We've talked about always bringing these bands with you. We haven't used them in a while. So we are using them. You're gonna put your feet through the band. So just above your ankles, or thereabouts. Hands on your hips. You're gonna put your weight into the left leg. So kickstand your right foot, and then push that leg back at a 45-degree angle from your body, and then bring it forward. Step it back, and step it in. Back, and in. So keeping this leg straight as you move it back is great. Trying not to shift your body weight too far left is also good. Then now step it in and do the same on the other side. So you're stepping it back at a 45-degree angle. You're getting up on the toes. But we want to keep the leg straight. So much to think about. Okay, now turn and face the right side of your room. Walk yourself down to the end of your mat. We're going to come into a little squat, and we're going to walk to the front of our mat. So step out and walk forward to the front of the mat, and then come back. Make your steps pretty big. Now you're just going to step in and out. I can turn it face forward. Step in. So I'm using the mat as my guide to make sure I'm getting my foot off the mat. So my step is big enough while I maintain my squat. Now, stand up, shake this out a bit. To amp it up, we're just going to hold some weights. So pick up 10s, or you have access to some, and if you don't worry, because as long as you're holding down in a squat, this is working for you. Weights or no weights. So we're going to do about 5 more. Okay, now keep your feet on your mat. Give me a wide stance. Come down, and then hammer curl up. So lower and hammer curl. And now we're going to hammer curl to a press and back down. Remember, when we go down, it's your butt you're lowering, and you're not rounding your back. So I like to keep my face looking forward. Now let go of those weights, hold your arms out, and give me a nice low, deep squat. You can turn your toes out a bit, come back up, take it all the way down. Drop that booty as low as you can. Come back up, and do it again. Down, and up. Cool. One more. And back up. Nice job. Keep your band. We're going to put these weights off to the side. We're going to lie down and work these outer hips a little bit. So, how are we doing so far? Woohoo! Take it down, get your legs up. Make sure your band is just above the ankle, your legs are straight. Open out wide and pulse in and out. So you're going out an inch and in an inch. Just for about 10 seconds, and then bring the feet together. Or not all the way, because you don't want the band to fall off. But bring them close enough that there's no tightness in the band. And then let's start again. Open out as wide as you can. Out an inch, in an inch. Legs are straight. I want you to flex your feet and put your heels to the ceiling. And you can do this if you forgot to travel with your band, you can still do this without a band. Change up your angle. Maybe you move the legs a little forward. Now release the tightness. And bring it back one more time. Pulse. Heels shoot up. Hold out. Release the band. Pull your knees into your chest. Here's a nice little reprieve. Maybe you make a circle. Change your direction. Just find a happy moment. Okay, legs back up, flex your feet. Now, ideally, you start out with your heels over your hips. So this time, we're going to move the legs forward a little bit till you feel a hello from the belly. So once you feel that, make sure you're pressing your belly down. Open as wide as you can at that angle. And then bring it back together very slowly. Open. And bring it back slowly. Do that 5 more times. Really slow and in control on the way in. As slow so you can be sure, is this as far as I can really get my legs? And bring them back together. Try to keep the rest of the body just chilling. When you're doing your best to get these legs wide. Okay, you have one more. And now we're going to come back to that pulse. So open up as wide as you can and go out and in an inch. Bring the knees in, get rid of the band. Come into a happy baby. So take your arms inside the legs and then take hold of the outsides of the feet. Flex them and draw the heels towards the ceiling. Gentle rock if you like. Low back stays on the floor. Nice. Put your feet down on the floor with your legs bent. Walk them as close to your butt as you can get them. And rotate your pelvis up. So the low back is pushing into the floor. Lift your head, tuck your chin, and bring your arms inside your legs. Now go up an inch and down an inch while you hold the stomach down. You can clasp the fingers together if you like. Keep the arms nice and long. So you're just rocking forward, trying to lift those shoulder blades up off the floor. Okay, put your head back down, clasp the fingers together, straighten out the legs, point the toes. Take your arms all the way back. Bring them forward, all the way down, and then go all the way back. Do that 4 more times. To feel a nice stretch in the back and inside of the arms. We're getting ready for some chest presses and glides. More arms like this. And if you don't have weights, and we're doing these chest presses, you can always substitute with push-ups. Why not? They're good for you. Okay, keep the arms forward, separate your hands, tuck your chin, roll up one vertebrae at a time, then dive forward between the legs. Now we get to round the back. Okay, so whatever weights you normally use for flies is what you should be grabbing. We're going to start with presses, but then we're going to alternate. So if you're doing push-ups, you're doing 20 push-ups. If you're doing what I'm doing with weights, take your palms, face them forward. And then elbows go out nice and wide till the back of the arms are on the floor, press up. So I want you to give me 5 chest presses with the elbows going out. Now turn your palms to face and give me 5 slides. Try not to overwork your weight. You really want to control these arms, especially on the way out. We're keeping the weight centered over the chest, not the face. Come back to those chest presses. Switch up the angle of the elbow. So let's do a 45-degree angle. Come back to your quads. Let's try one arm at a time, forcing you to engage your core. Okay, turn your palms to face forward. Give me 5 presses. Palms to face, give me 5 flies. Nice job. Palms to face forward, 5 presses. Last time, 5 flies. Nice job. Okay. Rock and roll yourself back up. Put those weights down. Shake out your grip. We're going to come up into a bridge and we're going to work our inner thighs a little bit. So heels really close to the butt. Feet hip width apart. Pelvic tilt up and then peel up 1 vertebrae at a time. So you get your hips up. Now, while your hips are up, pull the belly down and bring your knees together and just fold. So you're not moving your feet. Now let's take the arms, lift them up off the floor. Move them back 6 inches. So now you're working your lats as well. Keep those hands and arms shoulder width apart. Now bring as much force to the squeeze of the knees as you can. Keep that force, lower back down your hips. Arms stay exactly where they are. Don't release the squeeze, but put the butt down and then come right back up. Slowly. Squeeze as you lift up and just hold this. Belly down. Now lower slow. And back up. Pelvic tilt up to get yourself rolling back up. Keep the squeeze. Gotta multitask here, ladies. Belly down, lower slowly. Squeeze. Pelvic tilt up. Squeeze harder. Hold up. Now open the hips, open the legs. Hips stay up. Take them open as wide as you can. And go out an inch and in an inch. If your arms are getting tired, put them down, shake them out, and bring it back. Don't let your hips droop. Now hold out, push out with muscle. Lift up a little higher. A little higher. Pull that belly down a little more. Bring in slow motion your knees back together till they're squeezing really hard. Keep that squeeze, walk your feet a little further apart. But you gotta keep squeezing. Take your arms, release them back to the mat. Focus is now all on camis and butts. Squeeze harder. Open up. Wide as you can. With the hips up. Feel those, oh my goodness, top of the hamstrings, all your glutes. Now, bring your knees in till they're hip width apart. And then walk your feet in so they're hip width apart. Take your right leg, extend it all the way up. Point your toes. Pull your knee into the chest. Take it back out. 4 more times. Keep squeezing and lifting the cheek up. Put that foot down. Switch. Left leg extends out nice and long. Point the toe. Pull in. You're driving the knee as close in as you can. Keep your neck relaxed. Everything else should be relaxed except for the lower body. Yeah, there's your last one. Put that foot down. Hold your bridge. Now pick up the right foot 1 inch off the floor. And do the same with the left. Now, 4 more times. Lifting and lowering, 1 at a time. Okay, 1 vertebrae at a time, so you enjoy that upper back release, lower back down. Now we're just going to rock the pelvis forward. So you'd be able to slide your hand underneath your back, lots of space. But while you have it forward, you're still drawing in the stomach. Now reverse it. Tip it up. Oh, big stretch for that lower back. It's great working on this type of flexibility. And these muscles get tired because a lot of us sit on them or with that lower back grounding. So this is pelvic rocking is really good to maintain flexibility. So let's do it a little more. Okay, we're going to extend the legs all the way down. We're going to come into a full body stretch. Take the arms all the way back behind you. Reaching the body in opposite directions. Why not? Nice. Bring the arms back. In slow motion, you're going to flex both feet. And then you're going to bring that right leg all the way up nice and slow. A little hip flexor work. Take that foot without using your hands as far back and up. So you're pushing the heel away and you're trying to move the leg back. And then let's do the same with the left. Left foot's going to be a little easier because the right one is already up. then lower the right, nice and slow. Till the heel is all the way down, and then lower the left. Keep the belly down. Nice. Now lead with your left leg coming up first this time. Keep that heel pushing out. Come up nice and slow. Take it as far back as you can. And then let the right one come. Nice. We're going to come into a little hollow fold. So first, you lift your head up and tuck your chin. Take the arms out with your palms facing up this time. Lower the legs with the belly down. Just hollow fold here. We're going to pulse the arms up and down with your palms facing up. And if you can't keep the belly down, lift your legs higher up. Take a little break, start again. Now flip your palms to face the floor and keep moving them. Your legs are locked out straight, you're pushing your heels out. Belly's down, don't let it puff up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring your knees in, relax your head. We're gonna roll the head side to side. Oh, how good does that feel? When you're rolling it, roll it as far as you can, each side. Now we're just gonna hold it, pick a side, hold it. Go to the other side, hold it. Nice. Now put your feet on the floor with your legs bent. We're going to take our arms off the floor with your palms facing the floor. You're going to lift your head, tuck your chin. You're going to rotate to touch your right ankle. And then come back square to keep your shoulders up. Again, right ankle and back and reach and back and reach and back, and do it one more time. Put your head down, relax. Roll the head side to side. It's really important because as strong as we want to make our core and our side body, you don't want to injure or aggravate your neck. So taking these little breaks is well worth it. Okay, arms off the floor, head lifts, your chin is tucking. You're going to roll around to that left ankle, reach it and touch. Reach. And if it's super easy to reach it, move your feet further out. So you really don't want to ever be able to get there, but you sure want to try hard to try to get there. And relax. Roll the head again. Nice, okay. Bring the legs all the way down, point your toes. We're gonna roll up one vertebrae at a time, hollowing out the belly, nice and slow. And then we're gonna dive it forward. Oh my goodness, how awesome does this feel? We have 4 minutes to stretch. Okay, so take it back up. I want you to make sure you have space, but we're going to take our legs nice and wide apart. You're going to sit up tall, so this lower back behind you is nice and long, long spine. Crowd out your chest, and then start to walk it forward just a little bit at a time. Feel the tight inner thighs get a nice release. And if you want to hang in a spot and breathe, sounds like a nice idea. We're keeping the spine long, so I'm going to have you go as far as you can without rounding your back. So I'm just inching my hands forward a little bit at a time. And now I'm just going to hold here. My toes are pointing directly up to the ceiling. My feet are flexed. So from here, now I'm gonna round my back. I'm gonna let my forearms get down on the floor and I'm gonna release my head. And lift your head first, let the forearms come back up so your spine is long. And then just walk your hands, baby steps. Back up. Nice. Okay, we're gonna turn and face the right leg. Slide your hands down. And let's take this left hand to the outside of your right foot. So it's a really nice way to stretch out your left lat. So I'm going to take my right forearm to the floor. And now I'm going to lift my left shoulder up a bit. And I'm going to roll my body backwards a little bit. So I'm trying to get a nice stretch right over this left hip. So play around with your angle until you find it. When you find it, let's stay here and breathe. Okay. Come on back. Same thing, other side. So first we turn the shoulders towards the leg. Bring it forward, come on down. And then take that right hand to the outside of that left foot. Lift that right shoulder up. Lean back. Play around with your ankle. Okay, release it slowly. Walk your hands back up your leg. Nice job. We're going to bring the legs in. This is your last and final stretch. Take your right foot, step it inside, and you can open this left leg out to the edge of the mat a little bit, creating a little more space. So walk it forward. And while you're doing this, try to use your muscle in the leg to take that right knee and push it down towards the floor. Walk forward, maybe take hold of that foot. You can also use a towel around the bottom of that left leg, depending on your flexibilities. Just try to round over. Stay here for a few more breaths. Now let's do the same on the other side, and then we have to see the eye and start our day. So let's go. Push that left knee down towards the floor as you fold over that leg. Really important to take some deep breaths. Nice job. Okay, bring it up. Bring the feet up and into the body. You're going to roll up onto those toes. Such a good way to stretch out. Like right now, I'm feeling it right above my Achilles. I'm trying to push my heels down towards the floor a little bit to get that stretch. And if you walk a lot, this is a very important stretch. Okay, fold forward. Now you're going to swan dive it all the way back up. Reach those arms out to the side. I thank you so much for your power and strength. Have an amazing day. Go get them. Woohoo!